Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. We all know that today is the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, 25th of November, and it's a very important day. So we are organizing this one-day online session on this very important topic. We have different participants from across the globe, from France, from Uzbekistan, from Africa, from Pakistan. So although it was a short notice, but thank you so much for joining this program. So just I would like to highlight the basic concept, and then we will be moving towards our speakers. So basically this day is, 5 years back. I will just tell you about the historical background, and then we will move forward. Just 5 years back, the Me Too movement was started by an activist, Tarana Burke, in 2006. That exploded and sparked global mobilization, creating a moment of urgency in preventing and responding to violence against women and girls. Since then, unprecedented awareness and momentum have been created. So thanks to the relentless work and efforts of the activists, women, human rights defenders, survivors, advocates, and all those who are working to prevent and eliminate violence against women and girls. At the same time, there has been a rise in anti-right movements as well, including anti-feminist groups, resulting in shrinking space for social society, a backlash against women's rights organizations, and rise in attacks against women. If we see, that is why, under looking out all these circumstances, the UN theme of this year agenda is Unite, Activism to End Violence Against Women and Girls. So this is basically the International Day to eliminate the violence against women. And again, as I said, that Unite campaign is launched by the UN, and this day is, commemorated every year for the rights of women and to eliminate violence against women across the globe. So this year campaign, Unite, Activism to End Violence Against Women and Girls, will aim to mobilize all society to become activists for the prevention of violence against women, to stand in solidarity with women rights activists, and to support movements around the world to resist the rollback on women's rights and calling for a world free from violence against women and girls. Moving forward, we had seen this is not only the problem in the developing countries, or we can say in developing or underdeveloped countries. But as you know, that there are laws, rules, and regulations in developing and underdeveloped countries. So those countries having strong rules and regulations, there is a less possibility, because if you commit something, if you are doing something wrong, you will be held accountable. And in developing countries or underdeveloped countries, there is a possibility that if you commit a crime, if you are committing a violence against women, or gender-based violence, so if you are wealthy, if you are rich, then nothing is going to happen, because rules and regulations are different in different countries. Moving forward, to further clarify, there was a declaration that was adopted by the United Nations on the elimination of violence against women, that was issued by the UN General Assembly in 1993. That defines the violence against women as any act of gender-based violence that results in or is likely to result in physical, sexual, or psychological harm or suffering to women, including threats of such acts, coercion, or arbitrary deprivation of liberty, whether occurring in public or in private life. While gender-based violence can happen to anyone, anywhere, some women and girls are particularly vulnerable. For instance, young girls and older women. So violence against women continues to be an obstacle to achieving equality, development, peace, as well as to the fulfillment of women and girls' human rights. So that is just my, you can say, opening remarks or little bit remarks about this, the importance of today's session. And now we are moving towards our speakers who joined us today. So our first speaker is Ms. Bushra Saqib Kiani. So Ms. Bushra Saqib Kiani, she is with us today. She is basically social media strategist and also world's expert on digital media as well, and Pakistan's first certified creative intelligence coach. So Ms. Bushra, I hope you are listening. Over to you.
Well, I can listen to you. Musawwir, thank you so much for this platform. And I would like to say Assalamu alaikum to Julia and Binish and to all the participants who are here. It's great to always serve your young generation. And when Musawwir and the Youth Diplomacy Forum asked me about this special day, I just said yes to it in a very in a blink of the eye, because I don't need to prepare anything for this specific day. Because as a woman, as being a woman, a working woman especially, you face so many kind of categories of violence and harassments and issues that become a part of your daily life of every woman and girl out there. So I think it's not that I need to go out there and work and search about the stats. I think Vinish can tell more about the stats and what basically it is going on the ground. So I would just like to highlight 7 to 8 categories of the violence that basically are going on in our community in Pakistan and around the world. What kind of types violence against women and girls are basically are going on. And with that, I'll be introducing a new type of violence against women that needs to be highlighted. As being a social media strategist, I think the international community would be working on it, but living in a country like Pakistan, we are not highlighting that issue and not putting light on it, because women here in our society are scared of it. So first of all, I'd like to tell the 6-7 categories or types of violence that women and girls are facing. These are known, but we don't talk about these things openly. The category is basically the most known category that every girl is like facing is the domestic abuse. What is basically domestic abuse? Basically, it is about domestic abuse, a pattern of like threatening and disregarding and avoidant behavior, and that can include, sexual violence as well. You can try to dominate females, because women are considered as weak sex gender, and men are labeled as strong gender. And here is a pattern where basically when you get married, you face a lot of violence, abuse through men, because your in-laws, your society, when you get married, you have a lot of pressure. And mostly girls are basically pressurized to get married at a young, early age. So I think domestic abuse is the main category when it comes to violence against women. Then comes the second one, and that is going on in Pakistan like a wildfire. It's spread it everywhere. I believe not even young girls, even young boys are not safe from that, and that is rape and sexual assault. I've been hearing a lot of news regarding this, that not even young girls, you're not even sure about that even a boy of the age of 2 or 3 years is safe out there when he is going out there. So this is really, I think, need to be awareness need to be created amongst this, that not even girls, even boys are not safe. There have been rape cases around everywhere, in schools, in public markets. Whenever they see a girl or a young boy at the tender age of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they are easily attacked by the predator. And people, especially the parents, are very scared, especially when it comes to a girl. They are very scared at the age of, like, even a girl, your daughter is around 3 years old, and parents are scared to tell about the rape, unfortunately, if it happens, to the police or the required department, because they think that they will be it is against their respect and regard, and people will be saying bad thing about them and their daughter. Even a 3 years old girl is facing these kind of things. Then comes stalking and harassment. Stalking and harassment, being a girl, being a working woman, you see these things in offices in daily life. When a boy is walking out there and it just gives you a gaze and a look, and you just sometimes really piss you off that I can wear whatever I want to, I can do whatever I want to, but I am not here to basically entertain your evil intentions. So you don't need to look me like that. But people, men especially, look like that. I think this is a very common stalking harassment going on nowadays. And then comes the child sexual abuse. As I said earlier, younger age kids are facing a lot of these things. Then comes the commercial sexual exploitation, and this is basically includes a lot of sexual activities. And then comes the honor crimes, basically that are being going on in the back areas in Pakistan, the villages, where if a girl rejects a marriage proposal, she gets threat, even from her blood relations, and her life is in danger. Even in now era, where technology, where revolution, and where we believe that girls are basically the main part of the society, girls are facing these kind of things. And then comes the forced marriage. And I think it's forced marriage. I used to think that it only happens in Pakistan, but later on, when I had international reaction with different women out there, it even happens in the Western world. With that, I will introduce, as I said, a new thing that needs to be highlighted, because I'm a controversial consultant expert and I get a lot of queries and questions regarding this. That is digital media harassment. And what digital media harassment is, Pakistan is facing a lot of political instability right now, and I get a lot of complaints from young girls that they basically get blackmailed, they get basically tortured through social media, digital media. How? If a girl is she's putting her DP on a Facebook or Twitter, Instagram, her DP will be will be copied from there, and that picture will be used with a software, and with that software they will put her picture with a picture of any kind of a model, and they will put it together, and they will send that picture after editing it up to her and try to blackmail her that if you didn't listen to my conditions, or if I'm asking something you, for example, if I'm asking some kind of amount of money, I will leak this picture into your friend circle, into your friend list, into your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you will be blackmailed. So you have to listen to me. One. Number two, when you are showing your you can show your view in any platform, a male comes over there and passes the comments. And the first thing that he does is they abuse you by calling you out by very pathetic names, that you're a girl, you should not be doing that. And the conversation starts to get bitter. Third is basically they stalk you. It's not about stalking on the grounds or in the offices, in the schools or in markets. It's stalking on the social media as well, that I believe comes in violence as well. And in my country, especially in Pakistan, girls are not that much brave to talk about digital media, social media violence, harassment, because they are scared, because they are threatened. And the rules and organizations we have, they are still stuck up with the new technologies, because they haven't been introduced to them how to tackle with it. So this social media, this digital media era that is going on, we need to not only look at the violence that is going against on the ground, but on the platforms, on the technological platforms that are even in your television, that is even in your social media, at your YouTube, as your talk shows, that women are being easily targeted. We need to tackle these things as well. But there's no such thing going on in Pakistan. So I wanted to be the first one to talk about these things. that you need to speak out. If someone is trying to blackmailing you, creating a violence against you, blackmailing you, will use your picture, will use your video, or throwing a very bad comment over your comment or your opinion, you need to speak up. You do not need to be scared. I've seen a lot of girls being scared, coming up to me and telling me, Bushra, this guy or this anonymous fake ID, I received a message from this ID and this person is demanding an ID, or this person asking me to meet him in personal, or this person is saying that I'll leak your some inappropriate pictures. So I have to listen to him and transfer him the money, or I have to meet him, or he's asking me to basically start a kind of a relationship with him, otherwise he will blackmail me. So these kind of things need to be highlighted. It's not about the domestic violence or the violence rape that we are facing on the grounds or the places. It's now on the even media level as well, that women are being facing a different kind of violence, and I think these need to be this need to be highlighted, especially the digital media violence. And I think if anyone needs any kind of digital media violence and these kind of harassment issues, they can contact me and ask me, and I'll guide them how to basically encounter these kind of propagandas and violence against women and men as well, because it is going beyond our control. People are not able to they don't know how to handle it. So it's I think this thing needs to be highlighted. Musawwir, that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Ms. Bushra Saqib Kiani, for your remarks, and you discussed in a very detail about the domestic violence and other kinds of violence in different places, especially in the offices and even on digital media as well. Thank you so much for sharing your ideas and remarks now.